Marene Landström was a nurse, but she chose to become a doctor in order to be more involved and effective in the fight against cancer. And for the past 20 years, Marene has been researching new methods and medications to stop cancers that would otherwise be fatal. Despite major medical advances, cancer still kills about 35% of those who contract it in Sweden. The problem is that certain cancers are very aggressive, spreading rapidly through the body. Doctors are bewildered as to why this is. But Marene and her research team are now close to an answer in that they have discovered what it is that causes the spreading of cancer in the body. Now they are looking into a new medicine that will prevent this deadly occurrence. Occasionally, Marene returns here to Ullersförsbruk outside of Umeå to get some perspective on what she is working with. She grew up here with her parents in a small apartment. Raised in a working-class family in an industrial community, that she would become a doctor and scientist would seem highly unlikely.
Oj, det ser mycket mindre ut nu än vad som jag minns det. When I told my father that I wanted to be a medical doctor, he said that maybe that was too much. I think he was afraid that I was taking on a too big challenge for me. It wasn't so easy to know what research was meaning, as we didn't have any people in my surrounding that was doing something like that.
It was her high school biology teacher who first encouraged her to become a doctor. After 2 years studying science, she quit and started working in a nursing home. After some time, she decided to train as a nurse. It was here that her current interest began to grow while taking samples from cancer patients.
There was a lot of samples that was taken, but I didn't really understand why one took those. I became very curious and I wanted to know more. So that was something that was also inspiring me to continue and to educate myself to become a medical doctor.
Marene started working on getting her grades up, studying evenings. After being accepted into medical school, she chose to work and study alongside researchers. This was a choice she has not regretted.
And I was reading all the research and I was able to take part in what had happened, and I realized that here I could do something and I wanted to contribute to science. And that was a very inspiring feeling, and it felt like I fall in love again, and this time in science.
After receiving her medical degree, Marene was involved in various research groups in Uppsala, but later ended up returning home again to the university in Umeå. And it's here Marene and her team are on the verge of creating a drug that can inhibit the spreading of cancer.
Vi går upp och ser hur det går för Stina som håller på att utvärdera ett försök. Så. We have got really exciting and positive results, and we all feel a big joy that we have discovered something that we think is of importance for cancer cells. Hej, vi kommer att hälsa på lite. Vi tänkte höra hur det går med dina försök.
Det är ingen som har gått in i kärnan.
Nej,
på den här.
Alla verkar ligga ute i något subcellulärt compartment.
Precis. Den andra plasmiden.
All cells have something called transforming growth factor beta, a growth regulator that controls how normal cells proliferate, forming new cells. This process is vital to the human body since our cells have to be renewed. This is what builds, maintains, and repairs our bodies. But in cancer patients whose tumors are spreading, very high levels of this transforming growth factor beta are present. The cancer cells overproducing their own growth substance become aggressive, spreading to adjacent tissues. Marene and her team have discovered what triggers this process. And the culprit is an enzyme, gamma secretas, which signals the rapid production of the growth factor. But they have also discovered a way to break the enzyme pathway, thus inhibiting the cancer tumor's aggressive behavior and preventing it from spreading.
We are in the first steps of this process towards a new cancer drug that could prevent aggressive cancer.
The discovery of the signal pathway and how it can be stopped has led drug developers to see great potential in developing a new cancer drug. And now the process has begun to do just that. If all goes as Marene hopes, the first clinical trials on cancer patients will begin within 3 to 5 years. And if the clinical trials succeed, cancer cells will be, at best, unable to spread throughout the body, allowing doctors to concentrate on existing local tumors with chemo and radiation therapies. At the same time, patients can hopefully avoid the side effects associated with chemotherapies. The medicine that Marene's team wants to develop will only target cancer cells. And thanks to the discovery of this enzyme pathway, early detection of aggressive cancers might be possible as well.
We hope as cancer researchers that we in the future will be able to generate new cancer drugs that will prevent aggressive cancer so that we do not have to die from this disease.